What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? How's it going? Started with a little opening track. See if that'll get flagged. That's from another YouTuber, Kim Jong Chill. You should check him out. It's pretty fucking dope. It's I don't know how to pronounce this band's name, but I really, really like him. I watched a San Francisco Giants post game one time and heard him. They're called Krungbin, Khrungbin, Krungbin. I just say Krungbin, but I don't even know if that's right. But they're so fucking cool, man. And then this is like a cover of one of their bigger songs by apparently a Korean person. Korean dude, Kim Jong Chill. This shit is lit. I don't know what instrument that is, but it is dope. So shout out to him. Go watch him. Go to his channel, subscribe. Watch that video. It only has a couple thousand views. It deserves more. It's a very good cover. Cover's usually awful. Fucking worst genre ever. Anyways, yeah, welcome to Audibly Fat. Live from beautiful northern Colorado as usual. My second home. I guess my home now. It's the only place I've ever owned a home. I own a home now. So yeah, it's my home. My ancestral home. My great-grandfather was born here, 100 years ago. His family, not sure. Long time ago. Got to look into it. Yeah. How's everything going? How's your week going? You sad? You sad about the bombing? Is that how I have to start every episode like this? Fuck the topical shit. Who even cares? I don't even care. That was the whole theme of the last week's episode. Who cares? I almost feel like I have to stay relevant, but I mean, gives a fuck. It's my birthday tomorrow. August 28th will be my birthday. Yay. Woohoo. I don't know. This is the first birthday, though. I don't feel depressed. I don't know why I always feel this weird anxiety about birthdays. So you want to like them when you're a kid. And so I've always had this weird, I don't know. Now I just disregard birthdays because they had a weird connotation. They had like a weird vibe to them. I don't know. I shared a lot of birthday parties with siblings that were born near me or step siblings. And it's just, I don't know, maybe I grew to resent them subconsciously or consciously. But, and it's the least important thing. It's the lowest level of accomplishment there is. I'm still here. But this is the first birthday that I feel like I've done something. That's why I resent birthdays too, because it's just another check on the wall and nothing done. That's how I've always felt. So I've always gotten older and older and nothing ever got done. I felt more and more like a loser. So yeah, I resent birthdays. So, but now that I signed my life over to a bank, somehow I feel better about it. I don't know why. Owning a home when you don't really own the home. It's because no one fucking helped me, and everyone else I know that owns a house, someone helped them. And it's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. No one helped us. Me and my wife did it. Her great saving skills and me just funneling her as much cash as I could for a year, giving her my stimulus checks. Yeah. So first birthday, I don't feel like a bum, even though it's not much of an accomplishment to be alive again. Let me see here. Check my phone. Why did it light up? Georgie B. Nice. Oh, I gotta sneeze. COVID. Oh, was that the Delta? Oh, I grew up on the Delta. So when they call it the Delta variant, I'm like, what does that mean? I grew up on the San Joaquin River, where the Sacramento River and the San Joaquin River come in from the bay and the ocean, the Pacific Ocean and the San Francisco Bay. I called it the Delta, the Dirty D, the Delta variant. Is it just birthdays that make you think about shit like that about growing up, or is it just because of the word Delta? Just think about, growing up on the Delta, everybody called me Pig from 7th grade through when I left when I was 25 or 24, however old I was. We all read Lord of the Flies. So in middle school, all the 8th graders were reading Lord of the Flies, and I became Pig and Piggy. And that stuck for a long time. And then eventually you had to own it. By sophomore year, I had to own that in high school. Out on the Delta, on the Dirty D. Growing up in the Contra Costa County, the Bay Area, people call you Pig. You just have to own it because it's not going to go away. It didn't go away. I had a Facebook memory yesterday, and some chick whose name I haven't even thought of in over 10 years. But there was a post from like 12 years ago. I said something stupid about being hungry, and then she just commented, "Pig, I miss you." It just takes you back, I still am a pig, a big fat dumb idiot pig. So not much changed, Turning 33, a 33-year-old pig, just an older pig. People had nicknames back in the day. I remember there were like these fucking, oh my God, dude. Like, okay, if you went to my high school, Freedom High School in Oakley, California, there was, what building would that be? All right, not the library side of the school, the opposite side of the school. It would be the north end of the school. D&E building, behind D&E building. I didn't really go to that quad, but there was like the school I went to was built to be a juvenile detention center originally. So it had 10-foot walls, windowless rooms with the windows 8 to 10 feet off the ground, 10 inches tall, 14 inches wide, maybe a little longer than that. And, the fucking gridded, shatterproof glass, built in quads, everything facing the middle, built, 4 buildings, all facing a center quad. And then at the last second, they turned it into a high school. So it was a very weird place to go to high school. But in the back quad by the C&D building, where I didn't really chill, I was more of a B building cat, just class-wise. I don't know if that's how they lined it up or what, but that's what it ended up being. There were these 2, like, twins. I don't know what grade they were in. Maybe my grade, because I saw them in middle school when I moved to this town from Antioch in 5th grade or 6th grade. I saw them all the time. I still don't know their fucking names. But we called them like the Fuzzy Sisters, the Fuzzy Twins, because they had like low-key mustaches and like the frizziest hair you've ever seen. But they would like chase some of my friends and like scream at them and like, "Rah!" It was the weirdest shit, man. One time, I don't know what we were doing over there. I was chilling over there by the blacktop, more down by the blacktop side. God damn, what the fuck am I talking about? And this bitch was like chasing my friend at the time. This guy's a fucking tweaker piece of shit now, but he was my friend at the time. Just chasing him, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm a young dumb kid, so I'm like, oh shit, and then she comes at me. I'm like, get the fuck away from me, why are you chasing me? Like, he had classes with these chicks. I didn't know them really. We just called them the Fuzzy Twins, the Fuzzies. Like, oh shit, they're the Fuzzies, bro. They're looking at you, they're eyeing you. It was one of those things. And then all of a sudden, one of them's coming at me, and I'm like, yo, get the fuck away from me, Grendel. Like, and then that stuck, and she got really upset because she had read Beowulf. So called her Grendel, and that group of friends referred to that girl as the Grendels, you know, because they just kind of, where they hung out was kind of like this cutout hall. It was ended up like kind of like a cave. Like, oh man, fucking nicknames. Like, good lord. Ugh. The fuzzy twins. I still don't know their names, dude. I hope they're okay. I hope they had a good life. Hope everything worked out for everybody. Dude, I remember that time. That's like the time. That was like, so I had a weird high school. Let's just go with it. Let's just run with this. This is not what I planned on talking about, but I'm thinking about it. I had a weird high school run. Complete, unpopular loser, obviously. I think I've said this story. I started my freshman year with red hair. By Friday it was pink. So I made a terrible splash into high school. But by sophomore summer into junior year, I made friends on the football team, and I started going to parties, and I became popular and had a completely different social life on the back end of high school. But the early end of high school was very much very limited friends, not very many close friends at all, and very limited friends at all. Like, took the bus with some kids, and that's who you end up hanging out with just because you live near them, just by circumstance, not for any other reason. There was around that area when I was hanging out there my freshman and sophomore year, I ended up getting a fight with this kid. Because there's like a pecking order, when you're young and people pick on each other, and there was a ton of people picked on me. I was called pig for fucking years, so I'm not like, and I'm trying to play guitar, and I'm trying to be this, so I made fun of it all turns. Why are you wearing Airwalks? Why are you, in 8th grade, I had Vans that, the slip-on Vans, and I got made fun of to the nth degree in California. And this because it was 2001. It wasn't cool yet. But I got them free from my uncle because he worked at a bike shop. And sure enough, 4 years later, it's cool. But, you just get picked on. There's pecking orders. So in the pecking order, there was a fatter kid, but he was older than me. And eventually, it was like, everybody's kind of, especially with men, with guys, with boys, he's kind of all ragging on each other. How I grew up, I don't know how it is now. Kids nowadays are fucking, I cannot relate to, I can't even relate to anybody 10 years younger than me. A 23-year-old I can't even relate to. So I can't imagine someone in high school right now. There's like a pecking order. So you figure out where the fuck you stand. And in this group, this kid was bigger than me and older than me. But, it was like, I can make fun of him. He was lower than me in my head. And he didn't feel that way. And there came a point where he got a Razor phone. And Razor phone had just come out. So it just come out. I don't know what year this is. And I'm over there and I'm like, why the fuck do you have a Razor phone? Who are you going to call? Your mom? And this might have even been my junior year. Because I wasn't brash like that my freshman, sophomore year. I was probably getting some confidence. This might be beginning of junior year. And he just is like, fuck you. And he throws this phone or his backpack and he pushes me up against a brick wall. And then I go to tackle him because I played football. So I just instinctually, when I say he's bigger than me, man, I mean, he had 100 pounds on me. I was 230 pounds, 240 pounds, and he's 330 pounds, 315, 320, 325, like, he's like me now. And honestly, his hands were bigger, like he was puffier all around. He's a bigger man. And I went to go grab him and I couldn't move him, dude. When I fucking hit him, I just stuck, and he got me in a headlock, and he was choking me, and he was choking me good for a second, and some reason he let up. Like, man, he would have choked me out if he'd have kept going, I don't think he realized. And then he kind of let up, and I started to hit him, and he started to knee me in the fucking face. And then I don't know. I think I pulled. I don't know what happened, but he kneed me in the face and kind of got me. And eventually he let go of the headlock and got me up. And like, had he held me there, he would have fucked me up. But when he let me up, dude, everyone was just like, they were like, get him, you know, get him, get him, get him. You know, there's people screaming on both sides, you know, get him, get him. And he lets me up, and then he's just like, he looks at me like, are you done? I'm like, I'm not fucking done. And then he puts his hands up, and I just fucking hit him as hard as I could, you know, like overhand right. And I just blasted that kid, man. Like, his tooth went through his lip and into my knuckle and out. Maybe his tooth didn't come out, but I still have the scar. I'm looking at it. And that was the first time I won a fight. I blasted that fucking guy, and he was way bigger than me, and he fucking fell, and his face was fucked up. And it was like, yeah, bitch. So that happened right there. And then I remember this kid who used to walk around my school, who, look at, I'm like Uncle Rico talking about a fight. It's just remembering, like, it was my first fight. He fell into a bush. It was a big deal. So if anybody goes to Freedom High, tell me if there's a bush back there that is broken, because it was broken for fucking years after. Years. Because I came back for maybe my brother's graduation 3 years after I graduated, and it was still a busted bush. Like, this guy was a fucking huge kid, and the bush cracked. We heard it like snap. That was fun. I got the shit kicked out of me in 8th grade by a kid who talked like this. He talked like almost like Kermit, but kind of not. Like, everybody called him Froggy. He just talked in a very froggy voice. And someone was making fun of him and his voice, and I laughed. This is about 3 years prior, and he's much smaller than me, much shorter and skinnier than me. And someone far more popular than me is making fun of him. And I'm in the group laughing, and he looks at me and goes, who the fuck are you laughing at? Piggy, fat fuck? And I'm just like, you bitch. You know, I don't know what else to do. And he pushes me, and then I punch that kid in the face, and he starts bleeding. And I'm like, and this is the first time I ever punched anybody. And it's in 8th grade. And blood just starts leaking out of his nose. And I'm like, oh shit, you know. Drop, or, you know, did I win, you know? And he looks at the blood, it's like dripping on his shirt, and he looks at it, he like touches his face, and he just fucking punches me square in the fucking nose, right back. I don't think my nose bled, but then next thing you know, he picks me up, hits me, and as I'm reacting to the punch, picks me up, dumps me on my fucking head, dude. Like, he gets a high crotch and literally suplexes me on my fucking head and just starts wailing on me. And he, come to find out, I didn't realize he was on the wrestling team. And someone told me when I was a kid, if you ever get in a fight, throw the first punch and you'll win. And I did. He pushed me, I punched him, blasted him square in the mouth, and it shocked me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, wow. And next thing you know, I'm upside down in the air wondering, why does my face hurt? And then, bam, now my head hurts, my neck hurts, and now he's fucking wailing on me. And then I think Mr. Melgoza sticks him like I'm talking like old school, like WCW Goldberg, you know, like 1997 status, like just spears him. And then they like to save me. So everybody's like, you got your ass kicked by Froggy, dude. Like, the kid from Bethel Island, bro. Like, I don't know, I hope that kid's okay too. Not bullying him from being from Bethel Island. You beat me up. Fuck him. Fucking dick. So yeah, when I won that fight from, you know, against Devour, let's call him, I was more like, yeah, even though, I mean, this guy wasn't tough. He was just huge. And then there was a kid, a Nazi kid, literal Nazi kid. We had one in my school. He was a literal skinhead. He walked around with a backpack. He had on his binder where people would put things in the sleeve, like pictures in the sleeve, he had Cartman in a Hitler outfit. He walked around with that in his binder. And then everyone had a rumor that this kid had Mein Kampf in his backpack. Like, he has a copy of Mein Kampf. And I didn't know what the fuck. And that's how I learned what Mein Kampf was, you know, in my freshman year. And we're like, what the fuck? And he walks by one day. His name was Josh. I won't give his last name away. He's a fucking piece of shit. I don't fucking care. He walks by, and it was one of the, let's call them the Guerrero brothers. One of the Guerrero brothers trips him or pushes him or something, and he's like, "Hey, Mein Kampf, fuck you," because you know they're Mexican. Their last name starts with a G, but we're gonna call him Guerrero. He pushes him and is like, "Fuck you, man, fucking Nazi, fucking piece of shit," you know. And then we're all just like, "Yeah, fuck you, dude." And he goes, "Yeah, fuck you, you fucking beaner fuck." And he like does the classic like disturbed fucking weird kid, not just to flip you off, but the grab your elbow and like do the like the up yours sign or whatever that is, like the old man fuck you one. He does that. And then we're like, "Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit," like, because he stood up for himself. And then we all grab him and take his backpack. Am I describing like a hate crime because we literally attacked a Nazi and stole his backpack and dumped it out and like held him so he couldn't stop us? And then sure enough, he had the copy of Mein Kampf, and he had another book. Like, it wasn't the Anarchist Cookbook, but it was something like it. It was like, I don't know if it was fucking Ted Kaczynski's manifesto or or some Waco shit or some Timothy McVeigh. I don't fucking know. Some fucking, you know, some Ruby Ridge fucking, I don't know what it was, dude, but it was something. It wasn't the Anarchist Cookbook because I had seen that before. At JB's house. Can you say people's names? I mean, at this kid Jason's house. I had seen that before, so I don't name names, but whatever. I'm not saying their last names. So it wasn't Anarchist. Anyways, he did have Mein Kampf. He had it for sure. Because then we opened it. I was like, "What the fuck is this, dude? Like, what the I thought it was going to be in German." Oh man, maybe like the prologue was or something, but I thought it would be in German. I don't know why I just assumed this fucking retarded poor kid could read German. This like, what the fuck? Oh man.
I'm retarded?
Yeah, dude. So I remember that happened there. Fuck, what a blast from the past. I did not even know to think about all this shit. I haven't thought about this shit in a long time, dude. You know what's fucking crazy about that fucking piece of shit is so I have no full siblings, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blood siblings. None of them full siblings. 3 on my dad and 2 on my mom's side. Because, you know, I'm trash. I don't know what else. I didn't do it. I didn't make their decisions. Sorry, my dead dad, and sorry, mom. My mom's great. I really lucked out with my mom. You should meet my sibling's mom. She's a fucking real piece of work. Nice lady now. She's all cleaned up. Congratulations. You know, all the best. But, you know, if we're talking about transgressions here, what was I talking about? I have no clue. I don't know what I was talking about. What even was my point right there at the end? I don't know how I got on this. But yeah, you just remember shit and then you just, here you go. How long? 20 minutes in? 25. Just like that. You know? All that to find out that I was the idiot for thinking that the Nazi could read German. Because I thought, you know, how else were you a Nazi if you can't read? Anyways. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, Martin Luther King coming up. I've been playing Fortnite lately because that game's fucking fun. And I used to make fun of my cooks for playing it because it's all they talked about when I'd be yelling orders to them or asking them where the fucking chick parm is or if they had my fries or if that fucking garlic bread was ready or the lasagna. Did they put the fucking lasagna in the oven? Did they pull them out of the walk-in to fucking... Eventually I downloaded Fortnite and because I found out it was a free game and I was like, oh, free? Well, why didn't you say that? All the things you talked about this fucking stupid game, you never said it was free. So then I got on it a little late and it's fucking fun as shit. I don't fucking care. You know? It is what it is. What else am I going to play? Call of Duty? I play Call of Duty. It's fun. But you know, and you end up just getting angry. Calling people faggots and shit. And you're just like, I don't. It's not a good look. And they got I think they got Rick and Morty right now. So, you know, you got to hop on that shit. But they have, I was like, what am I talking about Fortnite for? They have a Martin Luther King thing going on right now because he gave the speech on August 28th, the I Have a Dream, the iconic speech on my birthday. And so I logged in, I played Fortnite this morning. Today's Friday. It's my day off. Because I got a 4-day work week. Because I'm not in a kitchen like a fucking loser anymore. Call back to the earlier episodes. I went on a rant. Man, I went to a restaurant the other day and it's just like, I actually sent food back and I was thinking about it. We were with my mother-in-law and I was like, man, I never send fucking food back. And here I am. Like, I can count on less than both hands how many times I've ever sent food back because I just don't go back. That's how I am. I know an owner would prefer a customer who complains so they can fix and bring the customer back. And it's like, but I just don't go back. That's how I roll. I'm like, no, fool me once. That's all it takes. I don't need to get fooled more than once to find out. Food poisoning's awful. I don't even want to go there. But went to a restaurant and it was terrible. But they have a Martin Luther King thing going on right now, Fortnite. And it just had me thinking about I think I've mentioned it before, I think I mentioned it last week, just about people, when I said don't care, when I said stop pretending to care, these same people that get mad at, black people or African American people when they express discontent with this country or life or society or anything, they roll their eyes at it. And I was just thinking about Martin Luther King and my birthday, and that's a cool thing that happened on my birthday. And then how it's just, I don't know. I was actually listening to the speech again. I even listened. You take that speech for granted. You listen to it a lot in high school, elementary school, and then you kind of just accept it into your consciousness, and you understand what it is and the gravity of it. But you don't really go back to it, or I never have. And I was listening to it, man, and it's just like Like, fuck. And then, like, yeah, we got to give these people reparations, is my point. I was talking to my best friend, and he's African American, and he was telling me, he was like, it's kind of fucked up, and he had a point, because when I went on this thing, and there was one point, his point was, when they show you the civil rights movement, when they show you the March on Washington, they show you Martin Luther King, when they show you all that, when they show you even 3 years later when he was assassinated, all that footage is always in black and white. But if you watch the 1965 World Series or 1963 World Series, it's in color. The Zapruder film is in color. It's just interesting how they try and distance. He was saying that it's like a subconscious thing that they use to distance the now from then. And it's hard to argue with the man, because you look at any other footage around that time, it's in color. So it's really weird. It's really fucking weird that that's a thing. And it's my birthday, and that day I always it crosses my mind, because this is the only thing that happened on this day. So I think about it, and he made that point, man. It just resonated with me, and I was just like, motherfucker. And trust me, it's not lost on me, the subtlety of racism. I know all the Robert E. Lee statues went up in the 60s during the civil rights movement. Like, it's all, I'm well versed in subtle racism, the psychological racism, the institutional racism, redlining. Like, I fully understand it. I don't think jokes are racist. I think racial humor is not the problem when it comes to the racial issues that we face as a society. And I have a million and one more important things to worry about other than, jokes, like, but so he just made a point, man, that it's just the black and white footage, and it just had me thinking about, he just said, like, reparations need to be made, and it's just, he has a point, because this vaccine passport's kind of brought it to my eyes. Like, I think 60% of black people aren't vaccinated, and I don't see them getting vaccinated, knowing the history that they faced with our government, and that the history that corporations and the nexus of corporations and finance and eugenics and the military and just, they don't have a good track record. None of these institutions have a good track record. Doctors, corporations, pharmaceutical companies, no institution in this country has a good track record with African American people, especially when it comes to just, here, stick this needle in you. There's a lot of connotations that need to be taken into context when you think about how this relates to that community. And the vaccine passport is essentially bringing segregation back, because 60% of, someone said, it's like, if you add up all the minorities, like if you include Latinos, it's going to be half of them aren't going to get vaccinated. So segregation is essentially back. And it's just, and we're headed to a weird place, man. We just like the Wendy's just went out. You know what I mean? The wildfire, the natural fires have started. The protest fires just went out, and now the natural fires have started in the West Coast. But it's literally, you put out the target, and the firefighters got to hop right back on and head back down to Malibu, because now Malibu's back on fire naturally. Because California's just lets itself burn. I can't figure it out for the life of me. Is it incompetent firefighters? Is it incompetent bureaucrats? Is it incompetent nature management, wildlife management? I don't fucking know. Conservation? I have no fucking clue. Municipalities? But that state's on fire again because they put out the racial protest fires. So, and it's just, you think about the vaccine passport, whether you're vaccinated or not, the passport's a bad idea. I'm pretty sure anybody who's not operating feelings forward, who's like being objective and thinking critically, can just be like, yeah, I can see how this can get sketchy really quick. And it already is. But he just made a good point, man, just how reparations need to be made. And I think that people need to be on the board. And I think I have a way of, I don't know if I've heard anybody say it, but everybody just loves America, and they love the Pledge of Allegiance, and like, I forget where I was at a wedding last week, and they were all drunk. It was my wife's friends from high school and college, and these dudes just started saying the Pledge of Allegiance out of nowhere at one point. And it was just kind of like, what? And then me and my wife were talking about it, and she's a teacher, and she hears it all the time, and it's just I had stopped saying it a long time ago in high school to be like edgy, because I was like, we're not fucking China, we're not North Korea, this is bizarre. And I was like, everyone's like rolling their eyes at me, and they still would, but I still feel the same fucking way, because it is. Patriotism is sketchy as fuck to me. But my point is everyone loves America. They love justice, liberty, freedom, our heritage. If you're white, they love these things. So in my mind, justice goes both ways. It's not just, oh, Chris Watts, you killed your wife and daughters, death row, or we're locked, or you're locked up for life if you show us where their bodies are, or whatever sentence you fucking got, the fucking cocksucker. That's not just justice, not the negative, not the retribution, not just the eye for an eye. That's not the only part of justice. Justice is also, in my mind, I don't know what's the definition. I'll look it up. But justice to me is making things right. God, I'm getting all, I'm on my soapbox right now. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not an ideologue. I don't know. He made a point, and I just felt like it needed to be said. And I don't know. I was playing fucking dumb Fortnite. Next thing you know, I'm watching Martin Luther King, and I'm having like genuine, I'm like, man, what the like I just, I'm having genuine thoughts here, trying to, you play video games to escape, and next thing you know, ooh, sorry, I did that in the last episode. I burped a lot. I'm on this vegan diet. I'm taking these vegan shakes, and they make me burpy. It's fucking weird. It's all vegetables and all fucking fruit, and my wife lost like 60, 70 pounds on the shit. Now that she had all that weight to lose. But look, okay, so what is justice? A just behavior treatment. A judge or magistrate in particular. Damn, am I way off? What is the true definition of justice? The maintenance or administration of what is just is especially by the impartial adjustment of conflicting claims of the assignment of merited rewards or punishments, meting out justice, social. What? I swear to Christ. Will somebody just say it in simple words? That's literally the next question. Justice is a concept on ethics and law that means people behave in a way that is fair, equal, and balanced for everyone. Okay. Well, making things right. Exactly. Seems like it's open to interpretation, because I just read Harris, all these different definitions, and they're all a little different. So I just think making things right, we should make reparations to these people. Anybody who could prove they've been here for 100, 150 years and they're African Americans should get paid out. Like, all this 23andMe and ancestry shit, we can figure this out really easily. I feel like we get some social anthropologists on this, and within 2 years, you can really figure out who should be getting a check, and then we can start, making real progress. But that'll never happen. I don't know why I even fucking... Oh, my God. You see? I don't know why I'm just so cynical lately, but I just feel like, I'm like, why do I even care? I do care. I feel like that should happen, but I don't see it happening, which is terrible. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I've just become real cynical lately. It's like cyclical cynicism. The cynicism is cyclical, just because I go through times of real hope, and then times of just complete hopelessness. And when it comes to the grand scheme of life, on a personal level, I think I've said it and expressed this on the show over the last 11 hours or whatever I've got chopped up so far, that since I met my wife, I've progressively become less and less suicidal, and that's a key, is that you have to find meaning in life, because for me, it wasn't God, it's not religion, it's not patriotism, it's not anything else. It's finding someone and something to believe in and something to care about. And that's why I want to have children, because I need something to care about. That is the purpose you have in life. We're just sophisticated bacteria. So I'm, just going to go that route, because that's like genuinely gives me joy and peace. Like, since I own a home with my wife, man, I've slept like a fucking angel. And since I've been with her, I've been not suicidal, but my cynicism comes from just how the fever that happened in 2020 politically with Trump on both sides, and just like the joy of like it was it was so fucked. Every option was so fucked, and the fact that so many people gave so much shit, it's just like, I don't know, man. I think part of me just like people feel like they woke up in 2020. If anything, I tuned out in 2020. I was like, I'm tuning the fuck out, dude. Like I said last week with Afghanistan, it's just like the Taliban and all this bullshit. And even with that bombing that just happened, it's fucking horrible. I know it's horrible, but it's none of our business, man. It's not in my world. I don't know these people. I don't know the soldiers that died, the civilians that died. I don't know, and I can't do anything for them. I'm incapable. My grandmother is homeless, and I can't do anything for her, because I make $650 a fucking week, and $400 has to be saved per week for my mortgage, just for my cut of the mortgage. My cut's bigger than my wife's, but either way, I can't let it into my brain space. So I don't know if my cynicism comes from that, but it's just I'm clinging less and less to any ideology, and I don't know. I see why men, or not men, but just older people, older men and older women, just sunk into hobbies, and they sunk into sports, and they sunk into booze, and they sunk into cooking, or they sunk into QVC, or they sunk into John Wayne collectibles. Like if you're my grandfather, they sunk into shit. They just sunk into something else, and just fucking fuck it, because you can't do anything. Like, I'm speaking through a device into another device on a cord that these are all come with precious minerals, precious materials. It comes from, these are all on the backs of the less fortunate, and they're usually not white, and it's fucking horrible. And if you just sit here and think about it all the goddamn time, you're going to be crippled. And so anytime I see people getting all high and mighty, and this is it, and you drive an excursion, or you're part of the problem, and like, go fuck yourself. You type that into a device that a slave died for you to have. Who are you? None of us are anybody. We're all complicit. We're all so fucked. Like, you should watch this Patagonia, shout out, sponsor the podcast, Patagonia. I don't even wear Patagonia shit. Do they even make things bigger than 2X? I'm fucking fat. That's why I wear Ebbets Field and Gecko Hawaii and LRG and Giant shirts. And for 8 years I wore plain black t-shirts from Hanes or from Champ Sports. Just because fuck Patagonia. But anyways, they have a documentary called Artificial, with fish, the word fish, artificial. And it's the most dude, that and another one. What's this other one? Hold on a second, dude. I gotta do these things justice. Man. Let me see here. Before I move on from this point, I'm gonna go back to my point with Martin Luther King and just my cynicism and all of it. I'm flowing right now, but there's this documentary, man, that's fucking, and no one's ever going to listen to this shit. I know no one listens to this goddamn show. I might get my brother. I even told my family I'd do this shit. And whatever. My wife knows. That's it. Here we go. Farmed Norwegian salmon is the most toxic fish in the world. I don't know who made this.
A rural road in western Norway,
Licensed by...
surrounded by glaciers and cliffs. A road as winding as the shores of the fjords.
You should watch this shit. It's by Marcus Giuliano on YouTube. And dude, it's so fucked up. It's about the Norwegian salmon farming and how toxic it is. And then the Patagonia one's called Artificial. But these two documentaries, it's just between that, like, because me and my wife, like, we always talk about, getting a farm. And I mean, before we bought this house, we were going to buy land, dude. And then it just came down to, fuck, we're not capable of that shit. Who the fuck do we think we are? I'm a city kid. She's 4'10". What the fuck are we going to do out here? Like, come on. I'll be blistered up within 6 hours. So we talk about it all the time, man. And so we're always like, no, we'll stay away from beef and pork. And as much as I love pig, we're trying to eat right, and we're like, oh, well, we'll kind of lean pescatarian and just eat lean meat, and beef occasionally, pork occasionally, but keep it scarce. And you look into this shit, and it's like, I'm not gonna get a real salmon ever again in my fucking life now. Cool. Dude. I don't know. So, yeah, my cynicism just comes because every fucking avenue you look down, every path you go down, every fucking hole I look down, I'm always just like, oh, cool, horror. Like, every time I, like, open a link or watch a video, I mean, that's how you know it's a good documentary, is when your blood runs cold. But anytime I watch something or read anything or, actually look into something, it's just, it's like opening a door. It's like opening a door in the Shining hotel. It's just like, shut that door. So I just, I hang out in the hall, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to hang out in the lobby. And I don't really want to go into any of the rooms. I don't really like this hotel, but, there's water down here and in a comfy chair. Because anytime you look into anything, you're like, dude, we are in trouble, bro. Like, my brother hit me up and is like, hey, you get into this crypto, and it's only $275, and all these people are saying it's going to be X and X by X year. And I was like that about 10 years ago. I was telling people to buy Bitcoin when it was only a few hundred, and I was living in a trailer in my friend's backyard, and he had just gotten a good chunk of change. And I was trying to convince him to just buy one and hold on to it. And he never did. So I'm going to buy a couple of these. But I'm also just like, dude, sure, I'll buy them. Just so, because if he'd have listened to me, it would have been a good decision. Like, because the scam seems to be working. But I don't understand any of that shit. And I just don't. Everything just seems so fucked, man. Are Bitcoins valuable, or is the dollar just that much less valuable? Is gold really $4 an ounce, or is $4 only worth what $400 used to be worth? Like, how much is this? Is the dollar is price inflation? Is the value of the dollar being falsified, or just losing value? How much is our dollar losing value really? And it's just scary as shit, man. It's so I'm like, yeah, I want to have kids, but then I'm also like, should I have kids? Should I bring them into this fucking world? And I know everybody has that thought, and I'm not the first one, but it's an instinctual thought. It's like, hey, you look around a little bit, and you're like, hey, these things aren't good. Like, even the vegans are weird. Even the PETA people are weird. They want to eat fake meat but watch it bleed. Like, what the fuck? People are just fucking, we're just bizarre. We're just the most bizarre creature to have ever existed on this planet. But yeah, justice. I looked up justice because I just think reparations should be made. It's just, I feel like we're hypocritical if we want to, have the death penalty and sing the Pledge of Allegiance and have a legal system and all these things and glorify police if we're not going to make things right. Be a land of justice, be a land of liberty and freedom, and make these things right. Make these people whole. They're not fucking whole. To pretend that the African American community is just whole is just retarded. It's asinine and it's ignorant. And it's just like, It's hard to argue when people say that it is a function of white privilege and racism. It's hard to argue with that. I don't think it is, personally. I don't think it's a white mindset. I think it's a machine mindset. It's a manufactured mindset. I think you're a product of your own environment. You're a product of the system. We're indoctrinated into, the Pledge of Allegiance, like I talked about, you're indoctrinated into this shit. So I don't think it's a white thing. I think it's, because I think even African-American people would even hesitate to feel comfortable asking for reparations. I think there's people within their own community that feel like they couldn't even speak out about it. Because it's a machine that wears you out and wears you down, and it has you think in a way that they picked and copied and pasted, and we're all our base. If you're an American kid from the 90s or the 80s, we all have like a baseline of indoctrination that we all got. What we did afterwards or branched off from it are different, but we all got the same download, the original programming. So I personally don't think it's a white mindset or a function or white privilege, these terms that they throw around, but it's hard to argue when they do, because we're not making, white people haven't made it right. The powers that be haven't made it white, haven't made it white. They made it white for sure. They haven't made it fucking right. So it's hard to argue when people say this, negative shit towards white people. I know functionally, like I don't believe in critical race theory. I don't believe criticizing other races. Like Martin Luther King, content of your character to me is everything. If you're a white fucking idiot, you're a white fucking idiot. But if you're white and good and the best candidate for the job, you should get it. Same with a woman. Like, if you're the best for the job, you're the best for the job. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters to me. It should all be character. If you suck, you suck. I've never discriminated anybody for race, but I've hated people of every race, and I've also loved people of every race. So it's just kind of because you base it on content of character. I thought that we all took that to heart, and so I don't know why I got on this moral grandstand. It's just. But I like I said, I'm trying not to be cynical, but then I'm also trying not to be preachy, because it's just like, I'm not going to change anything. None of you are going to change anything. I'm not even changing the way you fucking think. I'm probably not even giving you a unique perspective. So I'm just going to move on. Birthday's tomorrow. My wife made it awesome, man. She got me a bunch of gifts. She got me a Bulgarian bag. She got me a grill. She's so fucking cool, dude. She's so fucking great. All types of little gifts, just every fucking day. Every time I turn around, she's handing me a gift. We go to bed, she hands me a gift. She's just the best. Just have fun. She's made birthdays great. She genuinely tries to make the whole week, the whole month great. She fucking Venmoed me $28 at the beginning of the month. She's just little shit that's just like, it seems silly, and it's just like, but she genuinely is such a deeply better person than me. She's such a more genuine person, and just such a, I don't know, man. Like, I know a lot of people say this about their wives or whatever, but she genuinely is like a light in this world, dude. She truly is. Not everybody's like her. It's pretty remarkable. When she's sober, when she's drunk, she's mean. But other than that, when she's not drunk, she's literally a saint. So she's made my birthday something that I normally don't care about. Even if this year I wouldn't, I'd celebrate the accomplishment of owning a home and everything, and just getting a driver's license in 2020, and getting to this plateau and having a credit score and being, a real person in society. Like, I'll celebrate that, so I feel good, but generally the level of enthusiasm she brings is definitely something I would naturally bring. So it's pretty cool, man, to have someone in your life that balances you out, because I'm a glass half empty kind of person. She's definitely a glass half full kind of person. So I feel like there's times where I need to be enthusiastic, because life is suffering. You might as well accept it. And then I feel like there are times where, you shouldn't go so eagerly into things, and you should think for a second. So I think it's good to have both those perspectives, but she definitely makes birthdays fun, because I don't really care for birthdays. It's just, to me, it's immature to care about birthdays. But I mean, fuck. Oh, well, I'm gonna die someday. What do I give a fuck? You know, like, what do I care if it's immature or not? It's fun. It's like Fortnite. Once I played it, I was like, wow, it's fun. So it's kind of like, once I gave in to my wife's gift giving and the enthusiasm, I'm like, wow, this is actually enjoyable, because she's great. I should have listened. So, but first birthday, I don't want to blow my head off, because I usually get really sad. It's one more, like I said, one more marker of loserdom. Yeah, what else I want to talk about? How long I've been going? Who cares? I'll go longer. How long have I been going? 56. Yeah, I had some things I want to talk about. I didn't want to get all high and mighty. I guess I can come back to all this stuff. God damn, I was spitting notes. I've been taking a lot of fucking notes to try and keep myself on track, but god damn, I've just been throwing them the fuck out, dude. Jesus. But let's stick to a few. Went over, MLK, my birthday, reparations, and let's talk about patriotism. Let's finish on this note. Patriotism, I talked about it a second ago. Just, if everybody's so high and mighty about America and justice and cops and military and jerking ourselves off and fucking blah 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 blah, then pay black people, make them whole. But no, it's kind of, with everything going on with just, I don't know. Should I stay away from the topical shit? Who cares, right? I mean, but yeah, I just don't. Patriotism just scares me. This is why I just stay away from topical shit, because it's hard to find news or any kind of source that isn't sourced through patriotism, like a patriotic historical rendition, like an America, and then the bad British taxed us, like I don't trust anything that's patriotic, 'cause, like, I just don't. Not that obviously countries are real. I have a passport, but I don't believe in them at the same time. I'll play the game with you. When I travel and all the bullshit and yada yada yada, when the cops pull me over, I'll suck the dick. But it's like, I don't actually believe. It's not real. None of this is fucking real. So it's like to when everyone's like, in Afghanistan, I'm like, I feel like it's far more splintered than just, Afghanistan. Like, have they always considered themselves, those borders, their borders, and themselves all one people? Like, have they? I'm from California, and I don't know if I brought this up, but I don't even look at people from LA as, I don't even relate to them. They're like different people. It's a different state. It really is. It's a whole nother fucking world. There's 40 million of us. I don't relate to you. Anyone south of Santa Cruz, really. Fuck, anyone south of San Jose. People from the valley and down there, they'd be, I'm like, what do you guys do for fun out here? One time we were in Visalia. My buddy was going to go to the junior college there, and it's like, what do you guys do for fun? I'm like trying to talk to a girl at the mall. I'm like young, 18. And it's like, she's like, oh, we go to the slow. I'm in Zoomies trying to talk to some chick. She's like, we go to the slow. And I'm like, I look at him, what the fuck? We look at each other, and I'm like, what the fuck is the slow? And she's like, San Luis Obispo? And I'm just like, bitch, what? Like, the fuck are you talking? The slow? You know how dumb you sound? So, yeah, we're all so different, man. I don't, I don't know, what is it, the Olympics? What is this weird fucking, oh my God, it's the Afghanistan. It's all back. 20th year to anniversary of 9/11. Patriotism's back, and I'm just not fucking into it, dude. I'm not into. I live in Colorado, and it's a little patriotic around here, and it sketches me the fuck out. I'm not into it. I don't trust any historian that's just like, and then this great. Fuck you. I'm good. People are shades of gray. Countries aren't benevolent forces for good. So I just don't trust patriotic, and that's all you get. It's all patriotic. even subtly. And it's just annoying. So anytime it's like, did you hear what happened in Kabul? No, I didn't, because I don't care. Because who told you? You know? Well, what am I even talking about at this point? So, probably gonna what's better? I'll probably stick away from topical. I don't know. Maybe once everybody stops talking about Afghanistan and pretending to care, because it's just like, dude, all you people, like I said, I think I said it I said everything I needed to say about it last week. Same people that are, afraid of brown people, want to talk about this shit. Oh. Well, anyways, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. It's been an hour. Happy birthday to me. Go Giants. Best team in baseball by record. We're going to keep it fucking going. They got a 3.5 game lead on the fucking piece of shit Los Angeles Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers. They're the worst. San Francisco Giants all the way. Yeah. Maybe I'll post another one this weekend, depending on what time I get. I don't know. Might not have time. That's why I'm doing this one now. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you listen this far, hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on YouTube. Hit me up, call in, chat, ask me a question, tell me I suck, whatever. Yeah. All right, you guys take care. See ya.